Just back from another amazing trip to Hawaii and feeling incredibly jet lagged, as you do, losing 11 hours on the way back and 3 days. But definitely worth it. But look what I've come back to. We've got an amazing spell of weather. We've got what we call a Spanish plume of weather, where we get a warm southerly flow right away from down from Spain has come up, and we've got our bees that are on pollen and they are just having an amazing time. This time last year, to give you some comparison, we had a really bad storm and it brought a polar vortex down over us, and a lot of people lost a lot of colonies. And if you remember, I showed you colonies I'd lost. And it was a bit of a grief time, really. This year, it's unbelievable. So we've got this period of brilliant weather. We've got to really look at the colonies themselves and be aware that there's no real, even though we've got 12, 13, 14 degrees, maybe 15 degrees centigrade, and there's plenty of pollen coming in, there's actually very, very little nectar. So this is when you've got to watch your nukes like mad, because they can crash overnight. Because what's happening now is the queens are starting to brood up. There's loads of pollen coming in, as you can see. A little bit less now because it's the afternoon, but we're nearly the end of the day as well. But there's pollen coming in, loads of it coming in during the day. And we know the queens are really starting to get laying now. So what we have to do is really make sure they've got plenty of supplies, because don't forget, you've got a young queen here in each one of these colonies. They're nukes I made up last year, and the queens are going to be very prolific and strong, and all they want to do is lay. Now, in a normal colony, they would probably have more stores because they would have more frames, so we've put them in a 5-frame nuke to overwinter, because that's what we brought them on last year, late in the year. We've actually got two types of pollen coming in here. We've got a very, very deep, rich dark yellow pollen, and we've also got a very light coloured yellow pollen, like a lemon coloured. And the lemon coloured is mimosa, and the dark yellow is actually gorse bush pollen. But the mimosa is absolutely spectacular at the moment, and I'm going to take a little walk up the road and find out where the local mimosa bushes are, just to show you that it will be covered in bees. And here we are. This is just one of the bushes we've got around here. The great thing is this year is we're having this calm, dry, warm spell just when the mimosas come out is really key to perhaps a really good early start for the bees, because often this comes out and it just gets blasted by the wind. And the colonies themselves haven't got any new pollen in them in any significant amount. So if you do get calm weather when you get this out, it can really be the start you need, because I can load up with this. It'll keep them going for 2 or 3 weeks if we have a bad set of weather afterwards. And this is absolutely amazing. It's just glorious to look at. And just walking back home, look, we've got cowslips out. So there's becoming quite a bit around for bees at the moment. It's absolutely amazing what is coming out within a few days of good weather. The hazel's actually virtually finished now. We're on to stuff like ulmus instead as well. So we've got ulmus, we've got cowslips, we've got gorse, and we've got mimosa. While I'm sitting here in the relative calm of this lovely Sunday late afternoon, I'm also thinking about the next few weeks ahead, because within 5 weeks it's all going to change. It's all going to be full on. We're into the beekeeping season and things are going to kick off. These colonies will be moved to new locations. Some will be sold, some will be put into hives, and some will be breeder queens for this season's selection. Which also brings me to the fact that this year we're going to be doing something new. We're going to be testing for varroa hygienicness, and we're also going to be testing for honey yields. So as the season progresses, I'm going to be learning how to do all that, which is quite complicated, and we're going to be recording the figures. And then hopefully long term we're going to be able to start selecting good stock that are more hygienic against Varroa, which is our main problem. I don't want to spend the rest of my life treating with miticides. So that's all really exciting and something to really look forward to, and for me to get my teeth stuck into this year. I'm getting a lot of help as well, so it's all working together and pulling in and sharing stuff like we do already, but we're really hoping it's going to long term be really good. But whatever you're doing, I hope you're getting some weather like this. I'm just loving this. And we've got another few days of it, so I'm hoping that mimosa keeps in flower for a few more days while the bees pack in that pollen. But whatever you're doing, have a good one. Speak to you soon. Bye-bye.